Battle of Britain is generally very well known to military aviation enthusiasts. The topic was covered in depth by dozens of books and documentaries, but one specific episode remains relatively obscure: the involvement of Regia Aeronautica, the Italian Air Force. Of course, you probably know that Italians sent some outdated aircraft to fight against RAF, and that they did quite poorly. Spoiler alert, this video is not going to try to prove otherwise. But if you want to learn some specific details about this story, look no further. Just like in the battle against France, Mussolini was hoping that by getting some of his forces involved, he would be able to enjoy the spoils of victory in excess of his investment. This resulted in the formation of the Corpo Aereo Italiano, or the Italian Air Corps. This unit consisted of 2 bomber wings, or Stormos as the Italians called them, and 1 fighter wing, plus some recon and support assets. Altogether, the unit included about 200 aircraft, and it was deployed to several Belgian bases such as Melsbroek and Chièvre. The main strike element of the Italian Air Force was the Fiat BR-20 bomber. This twin-engine medium bomber was introduced to service in late 1936, and it was very advanced at that time. It saw successful service in the Spanish Civil War, but by 1940 it was no longer cutting edge. It could carry 1,600 kilograms of bombs. It was defended by 3 machine guns and it had no protective armor. As a comparison, the German Heinkel 111H3 could reach 435 km per hour and carry 2,000 kilograms of bombs. It was defended by 7 machine guns, and its important elements were protected by armor plates between 5 and 10 millimeters of thickness. The Italian fighter Stormo was based at Ursel, and it consisted of 2 groups. The 18th Gruppo was equipped with Fiat CR-42 Falco biplanes. The 20th Gruppo was equipped with Fiat G50 Freccia monoplanes. The G50 was generally inferior to the fighters used in the Battle of Britain, but it could hold its own against Hurricane if properly employed. It had a very modest firepower, comprising of only 2 12.7mm machine guns. Furthermore, only 3 airframes in the Italian Air Corps carried radios, and they had no adequate equipment for instrumental navigation. The CR-42 biplanes had no radios at all. In the battle where radars and poor weather were often decisive, necessity to maintain tight formations and rely on hand signals put the Italians at a serious disadvantage. Challenges for the Italian aviators began long before they even met the enemy. 77 BR-20 bombers took off from Italy on 27th of September 1940. Only 60 landed at their destinations in Belgium. The crews were facing poor weather conditions over the Alps, and many aircraft experienced technical difficulties. Three airplanes crash-landed, with at least 3 crew members dying in these accidents. Other non-arrivers landed at various German airports, mostly because of problems such as excessive consumption of lubricants. Strangely, the fighter element experienced less trouble on their transit, even though they had to cope with similar weather. Their transfer, however, took much longer, as they had to spend days on the ground waiting for fog to clear, and then hop from airfield to airfield due to their short range. The Corpo Aereo Italiano was finally operational in Belgium on 22nd of October. The Italian units were integrated into the Luftwaffe structure and even given Luftwaffe designations to facilitate control and communications. The zone of operations given to the Italian unit was between the Thames and Harwich. Harwich, along with Felixstowe, was their first target on 24th of October when a night bombing raid was launched. 18 bombers from both Stormos took part in the attack. Soon after takeoff, an aircraft flown by Capitano Carlo Pagani crashed in the village of Hutem.